Funky.
Guess who's back? Back again. Maple's back. Tell a friend. Hey everybody, welcome back behind the bar. Tonight we're doing a beer I'm pretty pumped on. I've wanted to review this beer for a long time. I never got a hold of batch 1, didn't want to try it, but this is batch 2, just came out recently from Funky Brewery. This is barrel-aged Morning Wood, which is an imperial porter aged in bourbon barrels with coffee, maple, and natural flavors. 13% ABV, so she ain't a porter no more. Yeah, it's in bourbon barrels for months. Lends to the smoothness, smoky, salty, rich combo of maple syrup, fresh roasted coffee, and bacon. Bacon! I'm going to be real honest, I actually started this review. I haven't tasted it yet, though. But I realized as I was talking about the appearance that I don't think I turned my laptop on to make my my microphone activates when my laptop's on. So I realized that I hadn't done that. So thankfully I did, or I would have been pissed when I was done with this review. So we will dive back in. Imagine I poured it out, but it pours in kind of like, it looks like a stout. There's a little ruby bleed at the edge. It kind of looked like a dark cola pouring it out. There was light coming through, but in the glass, it's pitch black. There's about a finger and a half of just like really nice effervescent head. Looks killer in the glass. About a finger. Looks killer. Let's dive in, see what she smells like. Oh. So right before this, I reviewed Michigan Maple Jesus. It is part of my Maple Night. This might be the last one. I might do one more. I don't know. And that beer was really, really good, but it was really boozy, and I thought the barrel kind of overshadowed a little bit the maple. The nose on this, though, is like breakfast. Maple pancakes and a little smokiness from the, I'm assuming the bacon or whatever smokiness they use. A little bit of fresh, like bitter, like cold pressed coffee, which is what I like cold brew, or I'll do like pour overs. And this is like fresh roasted coffee, like really nice, like roast with maple syrup for freaking days. But like my favorite type of maple syrup, just like nice sticky maple syrup with a tad bit of smokiness. I'm getting a little bit of what I'm anticipating right at the end. That's a little bit of the barrel. But overall, this smells like freaking breakfast. Going into this review, just know that I am partial to these types of beers. So if this comes through on the maple notes and is what I like, prepare for a high score, ladies and gentlemen. So let's dive in, guys. Cheers. And do note that this was sitting out for about 30 minutes before I dove into it. Fuck me. I've actually read reviews on this beer because I was curious batch 1 versus batch 2 because batch 1 was super hype. I was curious how batch 2 compared. As with everything, some people are like, oh, batch 1's so much better. But most people actually said batch 2 of this beer was better. First off, for a porter, this has got a nice creamy mouthfeel. I think that comes mainly from the carbonation. I don't know if it's actually that thick of a beer, but the carbonation just makes it seem, it just glides across your tongue. It reminds me mouthfeel-wise of something like a single shot from Treehouse. Just a like creamy tasting beer. Almost like it has lactose in it, which I don't know if it does or not. Amazing carbonation, nice roasty malts, but man, this beer is freaking titties. I'm sorry. It is maple syrup the way that I want maple syrup to be. Nice coffee element. There's like a nice coffee, not even bitterness, just like coffee smoothness that just underlines the whole thing with a tad bit of smokiness from what I'm assuming is the bacon notes that I actually get on the finish, but it just rides across this wave of maple syrup with a little bit of vanilla sweetness from the barrel. I don't get much barrel from this beer at all. There's a smidge right, like mid, like I can feel it kind of right here, but overall, 13%, go fuck yourself. This does not taste like a 13% beer. Jesus Christ. Wow. I'm about to say something that's just not even right. Not even fair. We'll get to it in a minute. Malt presence, there's a little bit of roasty malts that just kind of lingers throughout. A nice, like the maple syrup is like legit, like grade B, pouring it out on the pancakes, like maple syrup with a nice coffee. And maybe you'd just eaten a piece of bacon. I mean, the name fucking says this beer. Sorry, I'm kind of losing it here. Because this is going to be sacrilegious. This is not quite as extreme as far as mouthfeel and the overwhelming amount of sweetness, but this reminds me hardcore flashback memories of the last batch of Morning Delight from Toppling Goliath. This is... oh. Fuck. I don't know what to say, guys. I'm kind of at a loss for words. This is ridiculous. This is exactly what I want in a stout like this. Like, I love maple stouts are freaking incredible. You can do it really good, or you can do it kind of average, or you can do it bad. Actually, this beer that I had just a little bit ago was more like a, not quite like fresh maple syrup, but almost like a candied or like maple glaze, like maple syrup with. But that beer was really, really boozy, and it kind of overshadowed the maple, even as it got to room temp. Super, super good. I mean, I give it a world-class rating. Super, super good beer. But this beer, in my opinion, absolutely destroys that fucking beer. Just destroys it. They can call this an Imperial Porter, and maybe technically it is, but this tastes every bit like a stout. It's creamy. One of like a really amazing Imperial Porter I reviewed was Sunday Brunch from Kane, and I loved that beer. I think I gave it 100, but that beer was thin. This is not thin. This is a maple bomb. Just bomb. I could keep going. Yeah. I really don't know what to say, guys. I mean, it's super. It's an amazing beer. This is 100 for me. This is an easy 100. It is everything I want. If you like maple stouts, you like maple like breakfast coffee stouts, like Morning Delight or Good Morning from Treehouse, very similar. This is up there with those beers, in my opinion. I don't know if people will agree or not, but this is, if you like those style of beers, you are going to love this, because I freaking love this. Oh, get out of here. Just get out. So it does everything it says that it does. It's barrel aged. You get a little bit of that, but I'm assuming this was in barrels for a really long time. Huge sweetness from the maple syrup. Nice roasted coffee with a little bit of smokiness at the end, but very little. If you like smoked beers, this is not what I'm talking about. It's just a little hint of like smoky bacon kind of thing, like bacon fat, like you'd smell bacon cooking. Get out of here. 100, guys. I'm sorry I'm doing it. I don't know if people will agree or not, but this is straight hundreds for me. Jesus Christ. We're out of here, guys. Thanks for coming behind the bar. Thanks for the likes, subscribes, and comments. Till next time. Cheers.